Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining me this week as we bring to you Sounds of the Diaspora, artist-to-artist conversation with Dion Parson. I'm really excited tonight to have this special guest joining us. He has his roots from Haiti and born and raised, grew up in the Miami area, and he's a wonderful pianist, composer, producer, and educator. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Willerm Delisfort.
Hey.
Hey, man, how's it going?
All is well. All is well. Another day, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you're back in New York City?
Back in New York City. Yeah.
Okay. You just got out the road, right?
Yeah, we did like a three-day educational presentation at the Kennedy Center for the local schools there. So they would come in and we would teach them about swing music and, jazz, blues, improvisation.
The good stuff.
Good stuff, just some the hits.
Good, man, good. So you're a fixture on the New York scene, but before you got to New York, you were in Miami. Can you tell us a bit about how you got introduced to music, your musical upbringing?
Well, a big part of it was my brother, my middle brother.
Mm-hmm.
It took him an hour before he got home from school, and I was bored out of my mind. I was like, kids is like an hour is just 12 years,
right?
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I got to figure out how to kill this hour. And I saw a flyer on my school wall, and I took the flyer. I gave it to my dad. It was like piano lessons. It was like group lessons, $5. And I thought my dad was going to get mad at me for taking school property. And he was like, $5? Yeah, I do that.
Okay.
And from the very first lesson, it all just made sense. I really just got lucky. It all made sense. Was playing for a year, and then I was given a chance to audition for this magnet program where John McMinn in Miami, Florida was going to be my teacher. And he is phenomenal,
Mm-hmm.
Pianist, woodwind specialist, played everything. I loved band. I'm in the 4th grade, and he's teaching us theory, harmonies, all this stuff. I'm soaking it all in. I'm like, this is the greatest moment of my life. And he kind of introduced me to jazz. Well, he definitely introduced me to jazz. Would have us learn tunes, go down to Miami Beach and play some tunes, and ever since then, just been in love with it, stayed with it. My driving force.
Yeah, you've made a name for yourself, and it seems like you have a really solid foundation, which says a lot. A lot of folks go through the public school system and they just play in band and they don't get the theory component and all of that. But you have a really solid foundation. And the other thing that I admire about your playing and what you present is you present the Afro-Caribbean diaspora. So, coming from a Haitian background, is prominent in your music. You want to talk about how you meld all of that together with the swing and your cultural music?
A lot of it is, at the beginning I would make sure that I had musicians that understood the music.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing. And then later on, other musicians would fall in love with the music of Haiti and want to learn how to play it.
Right.
But just growing up, compa music was on all day. That was just that. My dad always had a record on, always had the latest vinyl out, and everybody would come, all his friends would come over with a 6-pack of Heineken,
mm-hmm.
Just to sit and listen to it. And I was kind of like, what are y'all doing? They would have listening sessions.
Right.
And I realized what it was. So compa music is on all day. I'm a child of the 80s. So, R&B, hip hop, that's going to be in school all day, and then Sunday you got to go to church. So you listen to gospel music all Sunday. And this is a every week, every day routine,
Right.
for 15 years. Just that's what happened. Then when I started writing music, it made sense to add the compa with the jazz music, and then um with the sense of gospel music, with the sense of an R&B. I would want to sing it like an R&B artist, have the rhythm to be from Haiti, have the harmonies to be more of a jazz, harmony, have the message to be more of a gospel message.
Right.
It just felt normal to put it all together because every day for 18 years, the same compa, church, R&B, hip hop, jazz, compa, you know. And I'm so thankful that I went through that because to be able to not have it all just wouldn't feel complete.
Yeah. Well, it is definitely prominent in your music. And one of the other things that I enjoy is that all of your songs, they have a message.
Yes.
Some cats write songs and they're like, it's theoretical and it's all of this stuff, but all of your songs have a message, and it's like it's rooted in the soul.
Yeah.
I think that's from the church upbringing. I think that's what I get from you. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, this is a gift from a higher power. That I do recognize. And with that gift, I've seen the positive effect that it has. I've seen the negative effect that it can have. I remember like 9/11, right? There was a concert that was followed by it. And then I remember a school shooting. There was a concert followed by it. With every tragedy that ever happens in this world, is always followed by music. They always use music to heal.
Right.
So if there's something that's heavy on your heart and you're able to write it, you can use music to deliver that message. So, if someone's having a hard time understanding what you're saying, you can put it in musical form,
Right.
and it's easier to digest. So, there's got to be a message in it, whether or not my heart is broken, or my heart is feeling filled, or I'm happy, I'm sad. I use it as a therapeutic way that I believe can help someone else. Well, I've received messages from other people who has told me, like, I really enjoyed the song because I can relate with it. I can relate with this. So yeah, you got to keep it honest. There's also the embarrassing part.
I hear that.
You're being honest.
You said the music is therapeutic, and I believe that because it's just for me. Like if I go through the day and I don't get to the drums, or like just even play for 5 minutes, I feel like empty. I feel like I didn't get to something, that day. And when I play, you come off a good gig, man. You feel invigorated. It's a self of like euphoria. It's like you just feel good. It heals. Not only are you putting that energy out there for your audience, but it's self-healing as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably the closest to a God that I can be when I'm playing. It's such a spiritual thing, and like whoever your God may be, I feel like I'm closer to that entity because it's such a special thing that I don't take for granted. People, some of my friends will laugh at me because I'll sit on the piano for the first time if I've never played on it, and I'm talking to it. I'm like, all right, you gonna be good to me? Because we got 3 sets and we need to be okay, and they're looking at me like, what you doing? I'm asking for permission. Like,
right. Yeah.
Because if that piano chooses to be stubborn, it's going to be a rough gig. These 3 days at the Kennedy Center, like we're playing, an hour show. And then we'll have a break and another group of kids coming. And during that 30-minute break or an hour break, I'm in the green room. I'm just practicing the whole entire time. I'm just like, man, because I'm trying to get more out. But it's like it's an hour show. then it's an hour break, and I'm like, I can't take an hour break. It's you know, it's too long.
Yeah,
So I'm just sitting there just practicing. Everyone's kind of like, man, you gonna shed the whole entire time? I said, if I can, I will.
yeah, yeah.
So,
You got something to say. You got something to work out, and it's, you know, when it's flowing, it's a beautiful thing.
yeah,
You know, it's a beautiful thing. It's really amazing because, you know, as a musician myself, and I get up there and I play, and I'll finish a gig, and somebody say, "Man, how did you do that?" And a lot of times I can't answer them, you know, because it's not a conscious thing. Like, I'm going to play this crash cymbal now, you know. And it's the same thing with piano. Great, you know, I have great, you know, muscle memory, motion, but when it comes to the piano, I'm one of those type of cats, man. So I admire you guys, man. I think the piano is the one of, like, the greatest instrument.
It's. I wish it was a little bit easier. It just be kicking my butt all the time, and I'm like, man. Then you hear other piano players and some of the ideas that they think of. You like, well, I didn't know this instrument can do that, you know. But it's always I'm always at awe and admired, like, my contemporaries with some of the ideas that they come up with. I'm like, man, I didn't even thought about that, you know. The ideas, the rhythms that they play, the harmonies that they play. You know, I'm like falling in love with the piano all over again because I'm learning how to voice certain harmony based off of the vibration that it gives.
Right.
So I've been finding myself wanting to be on a piano more than a keyboard lately, because when that hammer hits the string, you know, that vibration is coming, and I'm actually tuning my mind to think about it from that perspective. Like, like, don't ignore how it feels when you play the keys and they're making a sound back to you. And I'm starting to see certain vibrational shapes are telling me how to voice the harmonies. It's trippy, but I'm trying to get my mind tuned into that vibe, because I'm liking some of the ideas that are coming out of it.
It's great to look at it that way.
Yeah,
because you hear it differently also now. Yeah, you hear it. So in your upbringing, studying piano, did you do classical and jazz, or, you know, what was your focus early on?
Yeah, we had to. I mean, it was very important that we had to do classical music, you know, regardless of what the main assignment was. We always had like a piano study repertoire that we were working on. So no matter what's happened, we had to do that. Which I'd appreciate. Well, I didn't appreciate it then. Now I do. Now I'm like, come on, man, let's get back to Take the A Train. I'm trying to get on this.
Right. This is for the swing.
Well, yeah, you better get on this fair lease. It's like, come on, you know. And I appreciate it now because there was a method behind it. And now whenever I'm teaching my students, no matter where they are, if they're kids or if they're adults, I'm like, yeah, you got to get on this. Like, we're still doing this.
Right.
Come on, but you playing every day, and I am still doing this. People get mad at me with they get mad at me with my warm-up routine because I'm doing, you know, Hannon and Dakanani exercises, which can sound very annoying. And they're looking at you like, you gonna keep playing that? I said, it sounds like I'm making noise, but I promise you I'm actually warming up.
It'll come together. It'll come together. Yeah. That's great, man. That's beautiful. Everybody has their thing that they do to get to, you know, to prepare themselves. But I want to ask about composing, because when did you know you wanted to write? You know, was that something that just came to you, or you just found yourself in a situation?
I knew by middle school, because by middle school I was arranging.
Okay.
Well, I was really more transcribing. I didn't know the difference between transcribe and arrange. so you know, I'm like, you got a marching band. I was like, yeah, I'm about to arrange this pop tune that's on the radio, and I, you know, it's like, bro, this is 500 measures. I was like, yeah, I thought it was pretty long. You know?
You would just take it out the recording and be like, here's my arrangement.
Here's my arrangement. You know, I mean, like I had drum scores.
Okay.
because I would take the drum part that they're playing and I'm breaking it down. So the bass drum is playing this. So all the bass players, bass drum players in the marching band had to play the bass drum part. And I would give them a score. And I remember I gave this cat the score. I did a PYT.
Pretty thing, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. And I was just like, yeah, so this is the score for the band. And I looked at the percussion band leader. I was like, yeah, so this is the drum score. He looked at it. He goes, man, we don't read. I was like, oh man. Then the director was like, man, this is too long. We need something like 2 or 3 minutes. And I was like, the song ain't 2 or 3 minutes. Then I learned. I said, okay, I'm transcribing. I'm not arranging. So by middle school, I was trying to figure it out. By high school, I had the bug. I was just doing it all the time. And high school was the time that I first started composing, like my freshman year.
Okay.
Frank and Tony. I wrote it for my mom and dad. And that felt great that I could do something like that. I could express something and put it down in paper and play for my mom and dad and say thank you. In high school, then you get your heart breaking, you fall in love, all the stuff that comes with it. I was like, I gotta get these emotions out. So I started writing.
So you got a library of love songs.
Oh yeah, it's a box that's right back there right now. I got some stories I don't think I ever want anyone to know. But I'm happy. Yeah, I appreciate every moment. So it's cool.
That's great, man. That's great. But as you compose, then stuff started to develop more. When did you put your first band together? In high school or when you got to New York?
When I was living in Tallahassee, Florida, so like during my undergraduate year. By then, I'd probably written about 20, 25 tunes.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting here like, I'm writing these tunes and I don't really do anything with it. I would try to share it with ensembles and some people like, man, I can't read this. This is too hard. Or you wrote this wrong, and I'm always trying to fix it. But by then I remember just thinking like, let me just put a band together. And, it was weird because I was just, I was with Alfonso Horn at the Kennedy Center. And Alfonso Horn was the first trumpet player to play the trumpet book. And he had to be 18, 19.
Okay.
Darren Holloway, Che Marshall, Kevin Smith. It was a great band. And it was like, wow. And they sounded so good playing the music. Like I could hear the life being brought to it. Because in my head, I know what it sounds like. But now I'm having someone else's interpretation of it, which was a blessing. Like it was. I was honored. I was like, wow, they actually learned the music, and now not only did they learn the music, but they're putting their interpretation of it. So every time I moved, I made sure that there was a Southern version of the band, a Midwest version in Chicago of the band, New York version of the band. And now I'm fortunate to have so many musicians know the tunes and can play them. So by the time college, I was just like, let me start and apply this. Right. Which I'm glad I waited too, because I don't think I lived enough life prior to that to even attempt it.
It's important to have the experience to do the things you want to do and have the cats around you. But you got to New York and you jumped in the scene right away. And I remember coming to Smoke and hearing you with your residency. You had a great band. You had a beautiful singer with you. And writing lyrics is a different thing. A lot of cats can write for horns, but when you add a vocalist, you really got a good knack for that, man. This is great.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, a big part of it was I wasn't very strong at it at first, but I realized I knew so many talented like vocalists, just singers around me, and I'm like, so I wanted to do like Delisfort, how you got Richard and Rogers and such. So I
Hmm.
wanted to have, Delisfort and Braden, Delisfort and Johns, Delisfort and Thurman, So I would get together with Camille Thurman. I would get together with Emily Braden, Alexa Barshini, Karen Marie, you know, Sarah Marie Young. Just the list, the names go on, and we would get together and we would try to write these stories together. Then eventually, it was like, okay, well, I have to learn how to do this on my own.
Okay.
Then I would branch out and start writing some of the lyrics on my own to just to see if I can get it flowing, and also not run away from the true meaning of the story, whether it's embarrassing or not. And 9
Right.
times out of 10, it's embarrassing. It's just like, I can't believe I'm about to write this down on paper. Well,
There it is.
YOLO.
It's up there now.
But some people to now see how people appreciate it. I'm glad I took that leap of faith and tried,
Hmm.
because your story could be someone else's story, or your story could be the solution to someone else's problem.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then you're pretty good at it, man. It's just to be well rounded. I know it takes time. Not everything happens right away, but the finished product, what I've heard, is always it's refreshing. I think that's what it is, because I can hear your Haitian roots. I can hear the complexity of the jazz harmonies and the improvisation, but the soul, the spirit of the music is there. So it's a good representation, man, and I really enjoy checking out your music. And I know the audience, they're probably saying, "Okay, well, let's hear something. Let's hear something."
yeah. And there's a story behind each song that will be played, and yeah,
Well, tell us about the first song. Is "The Price of Freedom." Tell us about that real quick.
So the Price of Freedom. There were 2 songs that were written back to back. One is The Price of Freedom. The other is entitled Without a Home. Price of Freedom was the first one. I'm living in the Midwest at the time. I'm going to grad school, and there were certain things. It was a huge adjustment from going from an HBCU, historically black college
Hmm.
university, at Florida A&M University. Then I went to a PWI,
Okay.
predominantly white institution, at Northern Illinois University. I'm glad I went to HBCU first, because
Hmm.
there's certain black beauty and black knowledge and understanding that you won't ever get, at a PWI. You
Hmm.
it's impossible, right? Like, it's impossible for that to be the majority. And we see how the climate and politics are changing, where they're removing a lot of it now from
Right.
PWIs. So there were things that I was experiencing for the first time that I'm glad that I had the support of prior experience. And one of them was someone felt it in his or her heart, I believe it was a guy, that we should go back to Africa, you monkeys, and
Hmm.
spray painted it on the wall on campus. And I sat there and I was like, damn, all right, well, give me a ride. I mean, like, shoot, you know.
Yeah.
And the way that the officials, the administration, kind of just brushed it off, it's just some kids who don't want to do their finals. It
Hmm.
was hurtful, and then we also had, while that was happening, it was during the winter time, and then the school was cracking down on this one homeless lady that would always be on campus. Like, yeah, we don't want her on campus, so don't let her in the building. It was just like, man, you guys are going out your way to try to remove us for whatever reason.
Hmm.
So it's just like, freedom. What is the price of freedom?
Right.
And so I'm just sitting there and I'm hearing the melody, and the incredible Kendra Foster and I got together to sit down and write these lyrics to help me write the story that I'm hearing in my head, which is what is the price of freedom? Like we all supposed to be free, but for some reason we got a price for it. And in this song, I talk about that. So for the album, we call it like, you know, the chapter Black Chronicles, you know. In each song, it falls under a chapter where we're trying to learn about this element called Negro. So Black element.
Okay. Well, let's check it out. The Price of Freedom.
Just how long will we have to suffer? Why is it always the hefty cost of freedom? We all have souls, hearts that beat our mothers, spirits seeking to find heavenly kingdom. Just take some time and think about how many of us lose our lives to war and evil, oppression and fear, the toxins that infect our lives with hatred. Now tell me what's the cost? Who are we to name the price of freedom? Tell me what's the cost? Who are we to name the price of freedom?
Or just how long will we fight each other? Nobody says always the hefty cost of freedom. We all have hearts that beat in mothers, and spirits seeking to find heavenly kingdom. We are a world of humans, descendants of God, so we can't act like demons. We can't forget the life that we were sent on earth to share.
Tell me what's the cost? Who are we to name the price of freedom? Tell me what's the cost? Who are we to name the price of freedom? Think of the children and families like yours,
waiting through struggle and tragedy.
Open your eyes and we'll see the key. This time, walk inside peace without history. Tell me what's the cost? Who are we to name the price of freedom? Tell me what's the cost? Who are we to name the price of freedom?
wading through struggle and tragedy. Open your eyes and receive a key. This time, walk inside peace without history. Tell me what's the cost? Who will be the name of price of freedom? Tell me what's the cost? Who will be the name of price of freedom? The price of freedom. Who will be the name of price of freedom?
A person of fear.
Tell me what's the cost?
Tell me what's the cost?
The Price of Freedom.
Price of Freedom.
Who's the vocalist on that track?
That's Alexa Barshini and Haque Burmis.
Okay. And then the musicians.
Marquis Hill on trumpet, Godwin Louis on alto, Jonathan Michelle on bass, John Davis on drums, Luke Carlos O'Reilly on organ.
Nice. Yeah. I enjoy that. This is
Thank you.
you putting it out there, what it is, the price of freedom. What's the cost of the price of freedom? So it's nice. I like the hip hop vibe, you see a child of the 80s, showing that there, but how it just flows into the swing is really nice. And it sounds modern. It sounds like a modern swing song.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's gotta I make sure that it was with the pocket part of it, it's keeping, because the message should be told in so many different ways, whether it's swing, whether it's pocket. We can find a way of putting it together, then it's even better. Also just an evolution of it all,
Right.
You hear the swing and it goes to the pocket. It's just the evolution of finding different ways of asking that question, what is the price of freedom?
Mm-hmm.
And hoping that you can hear that question in all the different genres.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and I think with the pocket feel in it too, it lends it to like a younger audience, and they will definitely listen to the song because of the groove.
Yeah.
And then get the message afterwards. Most of them be like, yeah, that's a nice groove. And then once they really pay attention and listen to the message, like, okay, but there's a deeper message behind it.
Yeah. And I have so much trust in the musicians that I'm playing with that's on the track, that I know that if I can pull their attention from the pocket side, with the groove, and then you start swinging, I trust the musicians to do such a good job that they could retain the intention of whoever we pulled from the pocket, trying to get a wider range of people to understand the question, what is the cost of freedom? What is the cost of, what's the price of freedom? What is the price of freedom? And hopefully, they'll figure out that answer or start to think, what is the price of freedom? Because that's something that we're dealing with now, whether it's black, it's white, it's the Middle East, what's happening right now. It's just like, man, what is the price of freedom?
Yeah. Well, I think is a song that's going to get some traction, and it's needed. It's really needed. Yeah. So continued success in that. So let's continue. You have another composition entitled Rainbow Ruby.
Wow. Rainbow Ruby. This is the part of the show where we try to involve inclusivity of all. This is actually a funny story. Rainbow Ruby. I'm hanging out with a friend of mine's. And he's just like, hey man, you want to go grab a drink? And I was like, sure. Said meet me at my spot at his bar. He said, yeah, I'm gonna clean up the bar real quick, so just make sure no one robs me or anything like that. I'm like, okay, well, cool. And there's one guy there, he's traveling, and I'm like, you good? He's like, yeah. So this guy just starts talking with me. We just had a conversation. Real cool cat. And at the end of the conversation, he makes a forward move towards me, right? And I decline. I say, "Oh, hey, no, I'm sorry. Must have gave you the wrong impression, but nah." But he was so embarrassed. He was so embarrassed, and I'm looking at him like, it's like, no offense, like, it's okay, and we laughed, I was like, it's okay, like, no, thank you.
Right.
And I wanted to stress the fact that he shouldn't feel embarrassed, like, you that's who you live your life. That's who you are. I won't judge you. I have my own life. And so in order to, I was like, yeah, man, let's take a selfie, and you coming in town from New York, we cool. And I had this Samsung phone which had a filter. And as soon as we took the picture, like we took a selfie, and the filter, Ruby came up, and it was a rainbow. And we looked, we just started laughing. I was like, yeah, man, you get it, the rainbow. He was like, yeah, that's like.
The phone just did that automatically.
The phone just did that. So, so the spirit of the song is really dedicated to that cat and everyone that falls under that rainbow, because it's just like the message of Rainbow Ruby is that we all should live in a world where we could love whoever we want.
Right.
And not many times in my shows do I focus on that idea, because I'm always focusing on things that affects me. But I got friends and people that I hold dear to my heart that are dealing with issues like that, that I never really speak on. And again, this is my platform, this is my power, and I never really speak for them. And I thought that was pretty odd. So I wrote this in dedication to that cat at the bar, and in this situation of life, to push the message that, you should be able to be whoever you are, love whoever you want to love, and that should be okay. No one should be able to judge you. And if they do, we always say this in the show, if they do, you tell them to kick rocks.
I hate you.
So with this one, I tried to stick with this 7/4 rhythm that kind of like just repeating sound. And that rhythm I actually got from my son, who left me a video voicemail one evening while I was in New Orleans. I got in town, I fell asleep too early, and I woke up and he left me a message because he wanted to say goodnight. And my son he's on the album, he's the one that's on the interlude.
Okay.
And he left me this message, but he was kind of mumbling, and I heard that mumbling. The mumbling had this rhythm, so I put harmonies to it. So yeah, Rainbow Ruby. I hope it brings joy to other people lives, and to know that I am thinking of them and I support them.
Okay. Well, let's check it out. Rainbow Ruby. That was Rainbow Ruby by Willerm Delisfort. Bass clarinet, huh?
Yeah, Jason Marshall joined us on that one, just to balance out, just the melody and with the just to give it a little bit of balance. I wanted to like that little bit of weight in there. And Jason, Jason is just a beast. So I was happy to have him on there.
Yeah, and it blends really nice with the strings too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hypnotic vibe, man. It's really, you can just close your eyes and just, vibe on this.
Yeah, that's the goal. At least have them know the message behind it, and hopefully it brings a smile to someone's life. So
yeah. The other thing that I'm enjoying is the way you utilize the voice. When you hear a song, usually the singer sings the melody, and then there's the solo and all of that. But the voice it's really another voice. It's another instrument. They're part of the harmony and the arrangement.
Yeah, because it's the you have to appreciate all the different things that it can do. And if you want, and Alexa has such a beautiful voice where it's just like, if she's singing a melody, she can tell that story. If she's singing a lyrics, she can tell the story. And because she has that wide range with her voice, it gives me way more options. It's like, okay, well, I can not only do this, I could tell a story without having the lyrics there, because hopefully you can feel the passion behind the way she's singing the lyrics.
Yeah, yes, it's just a great. It came together. I'm like singing it over and over in my head, and I'm hearing the layers of voices, and I'm enjoying all of them. It just really works well together.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to just jump right into the next song real quick, and then you can tell us about it right after. Breath Away, All Day Muse. Let's check this one out.
Okay.
Sweet memories when our love was kept count up every single way I long for you. The weekends and months and moons, counting from the first and the last, and out of all the hours as they pass, my heart beats to your rhythm, your soulful groove phases out. Listen, still we grow, and you know you feel the music and the melody.
Yeah. Breath Away.
Yeah, Breath Away got together with incredible Emily Braden on this one. This song falls under like the Black Love chapter of Black Elements, and I was really trying to I wanted to push the jazz part by getting anything a la Blakey, with that just like that sense of rhythm.
Yeah.
Just it's just so perfect. And with the melody, I was trying to get Alexa did a beautiful job because the melody could be fast, but she found a way of like pulling back the time while she sing it, as if like Fred Dijon or any like these compa musicians would play a melody, or Bob Marley, I think Bob Marley, no one sings a melody the way he does. He sings the melody as if he has all day to sing it. So that was like one of the goals. And it's about summertime love. Anybody that's ever lived on one block and had to go to school on another, you had a summertime crush, because you're at home in the summer, and during the fall, you're on campus. And so everyone had at least two crushes. And it just talks about the simple things of love and having a summertime crush. So anyone that had a summertime crush, put on Breath Away. You might relate.
Breath Away, yeah. Well, it flows with it, and she sits right on top of the whole band and just the story.
Yeah.
It's great, man. I'm enjoying your music, bro. It's refreshing. I should just put it that way. It's really refreshing. We have one more, and I know this one is going to have a really good story behind it. Dear Lord, won't you help me, please?
Yeah, this was I started working on this suite, which is completed now. But Dear Lord is the second movement of a suite that I got entitled the Black Diary Suite, and it's what my diary and what other Black men and women diary was during the George Floyd and during that time where we're stuck indoors and members of our community being murdered without any consequences. And it was just Diary Suite is basically just diary. The first one, it's a letter of someone apologizing to their kid. Hey, I'm sorry I didn't make it home. My fault. Which is everything about you, which America says that is wrong with us. My skin color, my hair, these faults are the reasons why I'm getting in trouble. So it's supposed to stress the fact that I'm apologizing to my kid for not coming home because of my faults.
Right.
And Dear Lord just simply talks about if your embodiment of who your God could come down in a physical embodiment, and you could have a conversation with him or her, how would that be? No one has to know.
Right.
But you be honest with yourself. What would that conversation look like? And in the song, she says we learn at an early age the most powerful word in our vocabulary is your God's name. And when you say your God's name, that's the most powerful tool that you have. And in the song, you will hear her say, I said your name, and all I heard was, don't you resist. So, there's pain in there. There's a lot of pain in there because there's a lot of pain that's happening. But It doesn't have to be about pain. You know, your conversation with your Lord could be anything. So this is, you know, dear Lord, won't you help us, please?
Okay, let's check it out. Check it out.
As they lay their burdens down, I can only see my own reflection now. We fight and kick, scream your name to only you. Don't you resist. Oh dear Lord, please set us free. Suffering through these years for all to see, so we could have equality. Oh dear Lord, won't you help us please? Dying in those arms of much reprise, so someday my own child may breathe. We have loved and obeyed all our Father's wishes. We never see each other taken away. We run away until it's time. We kneel there and pray. We've stayed away, so we stand and unite. Da-da-da-dum-dum-de, dum-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum-dum-de, dum-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum-dum-de, dum-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum-dum-de, dum-da-dum.
Dear Lord, we have been at this for nearly 40 years. 40 years of days and nights trying to understand each other. People all over the world pray to you with their eyes closed, but they fear me with their eyes open. Something is off, so we gotta work this out. Look, bro, I got a son like you got a son. So rather than put our kids up to this, let's talk face to face. Everything they say has to do with you looks like me. Everything about you sounds familiar, but at the same time foreign. What I have learned is that in order to know you, I don't need a book. I need a mirror.
message is powerful.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, message is powerful. Again, the strings and the harmonies and everything is just laying together. Tell our audience, what do you call that rhythm, that groove?
It's more like a compa groove. You hear Jonathan Michelle, boom, tiki, bang, bang, tiki, boom, tiki, tiki, stick on, boom, boom. John Davis is the heavy on 1 and 3. You got Kofi Hunter on percussion. He's doing like different layers and sound. It's just to get everyone to kind of trying to get to the dance on the heavy 1 and 3. Just boom, tiki, boom, boom, tiki, boom, boom. So when that groove comes in, it's you could hear the urgency of the message. So I wanted to delay it a little bit, some things in 3s and this part, but then once Godon is coming in, or the groove is coming in, we're trying to introduce the compa, because every rhythm has meaning, every group has a meaning, and I wanted to give that sense of the sound of Haiti,
Right.
Haiti, what it represents, its history, the grooves, whether it's gaga, compa, zouk, it's always about like seriousness, in addition to just dancing. But once that groove comes in, you can kind of feel the urgency of the message.
Right.
So it's really trying to stress that sound and idea.
Yeah, well, you made it. You pulled it off, man. You made a great song out of that, and all the songs. I mean, it's really just good enjoying the music, man. Again, tell our audience what's the name of the album.
It's entitled Black Elements. There are many. Shout out to Henry Conaway III, incredible drummer. He's out back in Detroit. So there are many jokes. There are many hidden messages of blackness throughout the whole entire album, and I'm always like, can you pick up on it? But one of them is the S at the end of element. It's in parentheses, and that's a beautiful thing, because we black folks like to put S's at the end of everything. And so the element is Negro. So and the story is, my son and I were reading this book, which is entitled Black Element, and it talks about all the different elements of what it means to be black. Black Chronicle, Black Pride, Black Love. And each song falls under a category, a chapter.
Right.
And it teaches you the black element, which is Negro. So, but we gotta put an S in there. So that's something for us. And there are many more hidden gems in there if you can pick up on. So if anybody can pick up on it, let me know.
Well, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. It's just beautiful album, Black Element. And it's been a pleasure listening to your music with you, and you talking to us and guiding us through your thought process and your creative process behind composing these songs. And it's just really been just beautiful music, man. Just thank you for what you're doing. Continue success to you, and yeah, man, we hope to have you back on the show again in the future. But in the meantime, continue to do what you're doing, man. It's just been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're more than welcome, man. All the best. Thank you. That was Willerm Delisfort with his new project, Black Elements, and it's been really fun checking out his music. So please go check it out, Black Elements, Willerm Delisfort. Join us next week as we bring to Sounds of the Diaspora a personal friend of mine, great musician. We played in so many different bands together. The one and only Kenny Davis will be bringing some of his musical stories and songs to the Sounds of the Diaspora. So until next week, you guys take care. All the best.
JBH Boutique Care offers you a unique exclusive membership in our nationwide concierge medical services network. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Judine Bontemps-Hill. I'm double board certified in family and obesity medicine. We pair exclusive personalized care with accessibility and convenience. A better way for you to receive immediate quality medical care. Whether at our main Orlando, Florida office, traveling across the U.S. or visiting the States, we bring you the best medical care without waiting for an appointment. Become a member today by calling 407-234-5282 or visit us online at jbhmeg1.com. JBH Boutique Care is proud to sponsor Sounds of the Diaspora, music and conversations with artists, and host Dion Parson every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Source TV Radio Network, WTSN, Washington, D.C.